That was just a start. More strange things soon followed.
This one here really kind of blows me away. I'm in the center of that room in here, and just the concrete walls were poured around us. And of course, again, January 10th that evening, and I was with my really close friend George, George and Randy, was off doing something else, but George was still this day. George is a story and a half. Good man, I love him dearly. We had a little fire going, and realized it was Dub's birthday, and George started making fun, and I started making fun of funeral directors, because George used to intern at Beck's Funeral Home in Edmonds, and he was in 9th grade. Plus, George in 8th grade built a wood coffin next to his bed just for Grims. And so, till this day, George just bought a hearse. I don't know why, but we were, because he just started saying, well, if this out here doesn't turn into a studio, we'll turn into a funeral parlor or something, right? The phone rings. I picked the phone up. Hello? Hello, Robert Lang? I went, yes. Robert Lang, this is Washinley Evergreen. I kid you not. And I'm just like frozen. I'm going, yeah? Well, we have a special. We'd like to talk to you about a special of like a plot or something. It was like an advertisement, but it was a real person. And I was so stunned.
Yeah.
I just said, will you hold 1 minute? Let me put my executor on. And I handed the receiver to George. And George, till this day, I mean, he'll vouch for this. And it's the truth. I'm not bullshitting nothing about any of this. George took the receiver and he goes, yep. He goes, George Newcomb here. And he goes, well, can I help you? And he goes, yeah, well, we're talking to see if Mr. Lang wants to have some kind of buy a special on cremation or something. I don't know what the hell it was, but George goes, yeah, we got a deal if you bring that coach by, and hung up. That was that. It's like, then, all of a sudden, right after that, it's like, you know how, like, if you're out on the Sound or you're looking out on the water out there, and you see, like, the moon is out, and there's a beam of light that shines on one spot?
That's cool, yeah.
Okay, what happened to us? I remember we had a little fire going.
Right.
You could see the clouds going by rather rapidly. I'll never ever forget this, and George won't either, for God's sakes. All of a sudden, it's like we look up at the moon, and here's this like tunnel, like this, and the moon turned into a pyramid, and this bright light.
And you both saw it.
We both saw it.
That was the last of the occurrences for a few years, and then in 1993, a band called the Afghan Whigs was recording in the completed studio.
So the Afghan Whigs are in here, and these guys are like, you know, they come in at about 7 o'clock at night, and they go to about 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, like kind of vampire hours or something like that. I don't know what it was, but they were kind of gothic, and you may say that, I guess they were gothic, but they're really cool music. And I remember Dave Grohl had Greg Dooley come in, that was it, to do a guitar solo on the first Foo Fighter record. And so Greg loved the studio, loved the vibe here, so they came back like maybe a couple, 3 months after they did the Foo Fighter record here, the Afghan Whigs did, to do overdubs. They felt something special here. All right, so it was almost about like 11:45 or so in the evening, and they were on about their second day here at the Afghan Whigs. And my engineer, Steve Culp, he's got a real deep voice. You know, and, the phone rings about 11:45. Yeah, Bobby, Steve Culp. Culpy, what's up? The guys want you to come down. They're feeling some kind of weird thing going on
Down here.
Yeah.
Were they in this room?
They're in both rooms.
So they were here and in the kind of echoey room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm kind of laughing. So I'm going, well, okay, all right. What's up their sleeves? What's going on here? So I came into the door, and they had a bunch of like red candles burning and stuff, and they were saying, well, Bob, we heard something about you found a treasure. Now, this was many years after the fact. Now, this is like 96 or so, 97, so how many years after it was? I mean,
And you hadn't really told a lot of people?
not a lot of people, but there were
Okay.
some people that were feeling this weird, it was starting to get too, I mean, out in the open with my bands, were like starting to see stuff.
So you were
spirits
aware
and
that Dubby was here by
Oh,
then?
definitely,
Okay.
definitely. And the band MXPX, I told them the story. Now, I'm getting out of the Afghan Whigs for a second,
Okay.
because the Afghan Whigs is the story.
Right.
I'm just going off this side road because
Yeah.
I want to let you know that
Sure.
that we heard. I had people call me up. Yeah, MXPX was talking about the ghost and the treasure. Well, what happened is that I was just leaving to go to Puerto Vallarta that night, and I stopped at Susan's husband, Helgi. Okay. So here we go. I go down to Helgi's to, say goodbye to him and Susan, because I'm leaving for Puerto Vallarta. And I knock on the door, and it's like the door just opened up, and he goes, "Dude, we heard the story!" And I
They
go,
heard it on
"What?"
the radio?
Susan, like, not very happy with me.
Yeah.
Okay? She was the one that, and I just, my hands went up, I go, "Hey, guys," I go, "sorry, but, I'm not the kind of person that's going to start blabbing about there's a bunch of money that's been found in the ground."
Right.
And so people now, bands are starting to become more aware of like what the spirits or what's going on here. These occurrences are happening, but the Afghan Wig thing now, again, I'll come back 5 minutes from where I was. I'm coming down the stairs, I come in here, Greg Dooley, John Curley, the rest of the band, Steve Club, they're going, "Bobby, tell us the story. There's something going on here. We're getting all these weird vibes, but they're good vibes, but there's like, we're seeing this spirit, we're seeing stuff in here." Just weird stuff started happening, like the tape machine. As John Curley says this in the article, that when the stranger
Yeah.
called John Curley up to reassure the story, he got a hold of John Curley, and John Curley said some pretty cool things about, yes, indeed, there was some spiritual stuff going on here. There was like, the ghosts would get themselves into the electronics, and there was like weird stuff that was going on.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. It comes in electronics. And
Yeah, sometimes.
It's known, sometimes it's known for that. So,
Yep.
the guys are going, "Well, tell us the story." Well, you guys, okay, I told them the story, But it's certainly a lot quicker than what I'm doing right now. Okay, so, as it goes, and I told them, I said, "Well, yeah, there's some, money that was found," and I kind of said a couple other things about the footsteps, and
Right.
people were, really feeling stuff. That
Right.
They'd have their hairs go on the back of their neck, when they walk up the stairs at night. Nobody wanted to lock the place up without somebody holding their hand going up the stairs or something. All right, so I told them, and then I left. The next night, Culp, the phone, 1 o'clock in the morning now. "Bobby, Steve, what's up, man? God damn, you woke me up. What's up? Bobby, you gotta come down. They're freaked out now." And I went, "What?" "They're freaked out." I got up out of bed and I started giggling. I started laughing my ass off. I really did. I mean, this now is becoming very intriguing, it's like now I'm starting to feel energy from just something I knew that was going on here.
Well, plus it's your friend.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. My friend